Hey guys, Asal here, and today we're going to be doing a weapon review of the L85A2 assault rifle. Now, this assault rifle isn't unlocked in just the normal progression of all the other assault rifles. This one you actually need to complete an assignment, and that is the open fire assignment. Now, in order to do this, you need to have China Rising and you need to be level 10. Now, the actual requirements for this assignment are to get a pistol kill in a round, a 44mm grenade kill in a round, and a defib kill in a round, and that's all in one round, guys. So it's not as hard as it sounds. It sounds a little intimidating at first, but after a few games I got it fairly quickly, and overall I didn't really find it that difficult to achieve. And as a quick side note, guys, the 40mm grenade is actually the 320 grenade launcher, and that can be the underbarrel or the standalone launcher. Both of those will work for the assignment. And when it comes to getting those defib kills, it's really not as challenging as I thought it would be. Usually I just started around and I would say, okay, I'm gonna get the defib kill first. Now if I didn't get a defib kill, whatever, I would start it in the next round. But once I got the defib kill, I was very easily able to get a pistol kill and a 40mm grenade kill, and I found it worked best was to just go on a map with some camping snipers and just sneak up on them, and instead of just knifing them, just give them a quick zap with those defibs and they die very handily. So it's really not as challenging as you might think it would be. Okay, now on to the weapon itself. The L85 has a fire rate of 800 rounds per minute, so that's a very high rate of fire. Nothing to laugh at by any means. You can take out guys extremely quickly with this weapon, but one of the main things that I really did not like about the L85 is the reload time. The short reload time, so to speak, even though it's not that short, is 2.75 seconds if you have a bullet chambered, and that goes all the way up to 3.75 seconds if you run your clip completely dry, and that is almost 4 seconds you can potentially be sitting there with your pants down. So I died a lot reloading with this weapon, and I had to be very careful but when I did choose to reload. So that is my major gripe with this weapon. I mean, otherwise it's a pretty awesome weapon, but the reload time, definitely a big con in my books. Now, the L85 actually has the second highest vertical recoil out of every assault rifle in Battlefield 4, coming in at 0.43, and that is quite high. So I mean, that is a very high vertical recoil to have to deal with, but it is kind of counteracted by a fairly average horizontal recoil at 0.25 both left and right, and a very low first shot recoil coming in at only 1.5 times. Now, I was finding that with this gun in its default state with no attachments, the vertical recoil really wasn't that bad to control, but it was just a little on the heavy side, so I just went for the muzzle brake, and with any muzzle brake or compensator I went for the stubby grip or the potato grip, just to kind of counteract that loss of accuracy when we do go into full automatic fire. So muzzle brake, I found, was definitely a very nice attachment to use with the L85A2. Now, one thing that you can note about the L85A2 is that its hip fire is marginally better than a lot of the other assault rifles, just by a tiny bit, not by much, but hey, everything really counts when you're using a weapon, and the little stats do add up. So with most weapons, pretty much any weapon, I tend to go with the laser sight as well, just because I don't really find that I use the magnifier that much, and you know, canted iron sights or flashlights, they're just not really that helpful, or I don't really find them helpful. I don't really use them that much. So the flashlight, it's kind of hard to justify using, because I mean, by the time you're up close enough to have it be like useful and actually blind your enemy, they know exactly where you are because you have like the sun strapped onto your weapon. So I don't really find that to be that useful, though the magnifier I have had luck with in the past. But for the most part, for pretty much any weapon, my go-to attachment is the laser sight. And as far as the optics go, I start out with the red dot sight on pretty much any weapon and work my way up to either the coyote sight or the cobra sight. I'm not really sure which one I prefer at the moment. They're both really nice and low profile, and the reason that you might choose the cobra sight over the coyote sight is just because the three lines have just a little bit more texture and they show up better on snowy maps like Operation Locker, where a regular red dot sight can kind of disappear in the whiteout. And one last thing that I do really like about the L85, and this is just purely cosmetic, is the little spike on the right side of the gun just before the sight there. I'm not sure why I like this, but it's just a nice little aesthetic touch that just kind of makes the weapon unique and just kind of gives it its own unique feel. So guys, I'm curious to know if you like the L85 assault rifle, or if you just think it's just kind of mediocre. due to that reload time or another reason that you think it's just bad for whatever reason. So I'm curious to know. Let me know in a comment and I will get back to you on those. I love reading your comments. I usually reply to pretty much every comment on there. I love that interaction. And also guys, if you want to see a weapon reviewed on this weapon review series, leave a comment down below as well and I will add it to my list. And so guys, that just about wraps up today's weapon review of the L85A2 assault rifle. And guys, remember, if you've enjoyed this video, be sure to like it, and if you want to see more Battlefield content, be sure to subscribe to my channel. And guys, with that, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.